for Umsani Domiso Matseke Zulu. I was using Makoe. Makoe was my stepfather. I grew up using Matseke when I was young. But when I was doing standard 7, I was changed because traditionally, in a South African way, when your mother got lobolled by another man, he lobolled the children. So I was Makoe in that way, but Mr. Makoe didn't like me. He was very abusive. Then when I grew up, I'm the one who's left in that surname. My mother is Matseke. It's Tswana surname. So my father is Zulu. He didn't get married to my father, to my mother, but not because he didn't want to. He got sick when he was supposed to marry my mother. Then for me it's fair. When I go for Zulu, my mother doesn't like that. Yeah, we've raised you. Now because you're a celebrity, you want to change your back against us, you want to be Zulu now. And the Zulus, they are the one who have destroyed your father. When I go to Matseke, my aunt who has contributed in my journey also, then I said, no, it's democracy, I have a right. Matseke Zulu. I was born in Alexandra, Township, in a one room. We lived in a one room. Grandchildren, grandmother, my step-grandfather, my mother, cousins, everyone. So I was one of those children who always complain and ask questions about life. And then a person who was responsible to answer those questions was my grandmother. Why are black people poor? And why white people, they have everything, swimming pools and all that. So my grandmama used to say, they have taken. So, okay, they've taken. So we have to bring them back. So I didn't have an interest at school. I was good at school, but I didn't have a reason to learn. Why am I learning? I didn't know what am I gonna be, because I believe the education system of the black community couldn't meet my demands. Then I was frustrated. I wanted my family to live a better life. And I was only a boy child. Actually, I was born in a family of 4. I'm the second born child. I have a sister, I have a young brother and a young sister. So I was taught to be a man at a very early age. As I grew up with a single parent. My father got sick when I was born. He was mentally disturbed. Then my mother became a domestic worker, my grandmama was a domestic worker, my aunts, everybody was a domestic worker in the household. I grew up in a violent family, very vulgar. Everything was exposed because life wasn't good. So I had a sense of belonging in a political world, and then at the same time I was influenced by the so-called role models, which were the gangsters by that time. So looking for the father figure, I ended up in the hands of the gangsters in my life. I was raised by gangsters and mentored by gangsters. Those who make me believe that if you want to live a good life, you have to steal, there's no other way. That was the system. To be respected in the community, to be a man, a real man, you must have a gun, you must steal, you must be a robber. And they were robbing in front of us, selling big money, big cars. And as a child, we all miss those things. We admire those people as our heroes. Then, when times goes on, I adopted the system. Then I was arrested at the age of 12. It was 1985. The school boycott started 1985 and accelerated 1986. So I was one of the comrades, I was one of the gangsters, I was a hero in my family. I started taking care of my family at that age. I used to sell peanuts and apple at the bus ramp before there was mall in Alexandra to survive, because no one was successful in the family. Both families, my father's family, my mother's family. Then I was arrested again when I was 14 for housebreaking and theft. Then I was sentenced to 4 strokes. Then I graduated. I was just stealing, getting arrested, in and out. But I was multi-talented. I'm a multi-talented person. There's nothing that I do, I couldn't do it. I've played soccer. Soccer is my first love. I'm a soccer dreamer. I was a soccer dreamer. If you were a boy in our culture, if you can't play soccer, you were something else. It was compulsory, you have to play soccer. If there's no food at home, they will say, go to the soccer field. So that's where we used to spend time, boys in the wood. Then after soccer, we'll go to the suburbs. We're starting by getting fruits. There was a lot of fruits in the suburb, the plants and what. Then the motivation of stealing develops. I wanted to prove the gangsters, because Alexandra, it's difficult to grow in Alexandra. The influence, the lifestyle, is the system, is the legacy, is the inheritance from generation to generation, even now. So to break that cycle and become a different person, it's war. So I find a space when I was in prison, because I was alone. I introspect myself, ask myself questions. Who am I? I wanted my identity. So in prison, because I never give up for who am I know I'm talented. In prison, after all the tests, surviving gangsters, I've survived. I'm a warrior, I'm a soldier. I know prison is a very bad place. Everybody thinks when you come from prison, you've been sodomized or forcibly involved in gangsterism. Me, I'm one of the guys who have survived those things, because I grew up not having a brother or an uncle or a father. So I was all in one. I was young, but I was old at the same time. Then I decided, no, let me go back from when I was young. Because when I was young, in church, that's why I find my talent of acting. I find it in church, under the leadership of Mary Griffin at Ruval Baptist Church. Whenever there was a play, he will say, Israel, you can make it. Say, you can make it. And I didn't like to be an actor by then, because actors are poor. I write 4 scenes, but before I write, I said to him, I want to write something that will make us never come back here. Okay, I can see your feeling. But what I want to do is something that will open doors, and it will change the mindset, and then it will save a lot of people, more especially the young people who admire criminals or prisoners as heroes. Sure. Then I wrote a play. Then he stopped writing and said, you are the writer, I'm not a writer. Give me a role. So how are you going to organize this thing? Then I gave him a task, because he was a big shark in prison. He was one of those guys who smuggle, who has an access to go to kitchen anytime, blah, blah, blah. He said, no, I want you to use your strength to get me gumboots and old overalls. Even though I left, they are fine, they are dirty, just bring those boots here. I want to open a campus dance, because I'm a dancer as well. There was a concert, something like that, an event in prison, in other section, medium C. So the head of prison was the main person who organized this thing. And I believe the head of prison was part of the syndicate of the gangsters, who sabotage anyone who wants to do something positive and constructive. They only promote people who are bad, people who are on numbers, people who sell drugs, people who can stab other inmates right now. But when you come with something, they call you, you think you are Mandela, you think you are Spike Lee, you think you are Malcolm X. I was called by those names. Then I asked to perform. the head of the prison said, what do you want to perform? I said, no, it's a campus dance. What's that? And then everybody was standing on his feet, ready to go back to the cells. Then I said, no, I mean, this is an activity. I'm part of this community here in prison. I want to do something. Then he gave me a chance with the benefit of a doubt. Okay, then go there. Let's see what you have. I'm giving you 1 minute to do it. Okay? Then I prove a point. Everybody was shouting, yeah, this is the one. We've never seen such a thing. I had broken script by then. I used any kind of paper to write, whether you are a card box or a box of matches. We have no choice. There's no proper stationery in prison. We use papers that we use to write. Maybe you don't eat pork, or you want to be transferred to another prison for the sake of visit. Your families are in KZN. Anything that you can write on, half a ball pen or whatsoever. Have candles after the lights were switched off. Then I said, no, this is nothing. There's a big thing coming. Then I performed. After I performed, I was given a space to rehearse. A very small room that has a damage of plumbing. When I do one style, there's a pile of water there. I hired another guy. Your duty is to wipe this water. After every style, you wipe it. And that gives you a freedom to go out of the cell and travel with me when I do my things. Then that's how I've blown. Then I had an office in prison. I had a storeroom. I had a rehearsal space. I was recommended by a minister of correctional services by then. Then I attracted a theater guru. Is the late Mr. Bomani Linda. He had a company called Victory Sonova Theater Company. That's where Mishak Mavuso comes from. Ernest Mabasos, Kadeni, Suffocate. All of us, we are successful. We are in the TV, we are in the films. Some of them passed away. Then he came to prison because I was serving my sentence with his brother. And then his brother was a politician who used to write proposals for soccer in prison. Then I said to him, no, man, don't write for soccer. It's all about soccer. Everywhere it's all about soccer. What about those who don't have interest in soccer, or those who don't like soccer, or those who can't play soccer? Will soccer change people? My mission was to change the people. It was time whereby we have to play a role. So I find myself as an experienced gangster that, okay, we have survived. If I talk with the people that crime doesn't pay, people will understand, rather than bringing Dr. Kumalo in prison. So talking from experience. Then it took me by surprise. Then that guy said, no, my brother is a theater guru, you know him? No, invite him, I'm having a performance in the female section. I had a performance in the female section in Johannesburg prison. We are the one who have developed the activities and accelerate rehabilitation. We planted the seed. At school, I was lazy, I couldn't speak. You know, we were so naughty, we smoke, we didn't want school. We go there because we believe a child must go to school, that's where a child must belong. But we didn't have a reason to go there. We were gamblers at school, we didn't wear uniform, but deeply, secretly in my heart, I had passion to be. I had a feeling that I'm gonna be something great in life, but I have to find out. Then I told my sister, no, I won't go to school. You go to school, don't worry. I believe you're an accountant. Me, I'm something that I don't know. But one day you'll see it. Then he came with a paper in a visit. He said, you, I've heard you acting. He said, yeah, me, I'm an actor. Yeah, I'm an actor, I can act. Yeah. Then from there, I went out 1999 when I was released. They've organized a farewell for me. I was a hero in prison. I didn't wear prison clothes, I didn't eat prison food because I was sponsored with food. I did 18,000 grocery. I had Wheat Bix, Kellogg's. I used to serve police one line, come get food. Everything just happened like a dream. But I'm a dreamer at the same time. I have a gift, a special gift. Things that I'm going to do, I dreamed them before. I dreamt being a superstar after I decided to change. Then I told the inmates, we were watching TV in the kitchen. I was watching Izo 1. See Ronnie Nyakalas, Christopher Kubega, Mishak Mavuso, etc. I said, these guys, they need me. I'm the next Izo star. The president said, this one, you are wrong, G. You're afraid to act outside, you want to act in prison. Who do you think you are? I just felt it. No, this thing follows me. I've got fame, I've got power. So I've developed a strength of self-belief. Okay, I attended church lessons, I corresponded with Bible Way, I went for life skill courses because everyone was doing something. When you wake up, you must go to school or to soccer field or to your gangster team. So I decided, no, let me equip myself with skills that will help me to develop a strength of self-belief. I want to come out fresh, including that I was undermined the way I grew up. No one came to visit me, my cousins, my friends, my best friends, even the people we admire, my godfather, the people that worked for him, the people that inspired me to be a gangster, instill fear in me that I won't make it. I've never seen anyone. I've seen my grandmother, I've seen my mother and my sister. Then I was fed up for my mother to receive calls from the police station in Parkview. This was my territory. I was also motivated by other people. Listen to YFM, DJ Fresh, reading books, psychological books, listening to other stories of other prisoners. We share stories, why are you here? So when we go out, no one continuing at me. I'm scared, I don't want to see myself here again. I think, no, you're not gonna make it. But I've made it. When I was released, immediately I was a director at Victor Songoba Theatre Company for the junior side. First day on my first visit, at home they only saw me for an hour. Then, where are you going? No, I'm on work. I'm going to direct some youth there. Stand by, yes. I've grown my experience. Then from there was Izo audition. But not everything was good and smooth. I just want to be honest with you. Even the same guy that I met didn't want me to make it. He was jealous. I don't know, they call it grooming or it was a sabotage, but I hold on into that pain. I remember we were performing my play. Then I wrote myself and I casted myself as a lead. And then here's Angus Gibson, Desri Magraf, Tebogo Mahlasi, looking for new actors. Then when we were giving the results after the performance, my name was not counted. You are in, Israel, forget. They don't even mention your name because you come from prison. They don't want prisoners. There's a form everywhere. Have you ever been in prison? Yes, of course, I've been in prison. So I was discouraged. I was like a joke. Everything was hard. For 16 years, I create opportunities for disadvantaged youth. They don't pay any cent because what I've discovered, talented people are very poor. When I say it's 250 joining fee, they don't come. Say no, it's for free. I do it for glory. But there's a way where I make my money back because I trust my talent. I create jobs for them. They're all over TV, adverts, films, voiceovers, what. I pray all the time, God, give more jobs. I use a classroom, but right now, I live at Marlborough Gardens. I have a big yard. I'm building offices there. I'm building a production house, reception, studio, what. So to wrap up the story, when I quit working for Victor Songoba, when I opened my team, my actors were stolen. So 90% of my life is pain. That's why I can express pain on screen more than anything else. That's what I know. If they can ask me one question, what is life means to you? A struggle. I'm struggling from all angles, on all aspects. My step-grandfather was a boastful, typical baby from Piperust. He used to tell us the way we eat his money, and he was too fat. You used to tell me your father is mentally ill, you are useless. You won't make it in life because I was young, light, and weak. So, violence, it's in our genes. It's the black society. That's what we know. From home to prison. From prison to drama. When I met that guy, I thought I met a hero. I met Jesus Christ. As I come from prison, as I come from gangsters, the devils. So, here an artistic person. I met the worst. I met the devil who disguised in the world of art. It's very hard to unfold the stories because all the time on TV we say nice things. I would like to thank so and so for making me, for discovering me, but the honest truth behind the stage and behind the scene, it's something else. Me, I praise myself for my effort that I put in my life, not giving up.